Welcome back to the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show.
At 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday on ABC, number 11 Michigan State will face its first real test of the season at Husky Stadium against Washington. And as head coach Mel Tucker shared with us, their preparation for their West Coast trip goes far beyond the practice field. Well, for this week, thought it might be fun to sort of sit in the VIP seats. Different view angle of the field for you up here. What do you think?
I like it. The seats are comfortable. I've never been in these seats, and but I should. If you're sitting here, this is a good seat in the house now.
Yeah, they're really comfortable as well.
Yeah, I mean these are comfy. I mean I could get used to this.
Maybe you'll change your spot then. This is obviously first road game for you guys on your schedule this year. A lot of prep work goes into it. Going off of what you're mentioning about sleep patterns and how maybe some people might not think the importance of that part of the schedule, but just how much emphasis you're putting on making sure your players go to bed earlier this week.
Yes, we've talked to experts, and they recommend that we ask our players to get an extra hour of sleep in every day this week, and then when we travel, if guys do take a nap, it's going to be a 30-minute maximum on the nap, and so we're going to ask them to watch a movie or listen to a podcast or read a book or something the other time, and then we're going to make sure they get plenty of daylight on the plane. We'll make sure the shades are up at some point. When we go to bed, when those guys close their eyes, once we get there, it's going to be important. We want to make sure they do that, after sundown. Then when we get up in the morning, we're going to make sure they get some sunlight immediately. First thing in the morning. That's going to help with their body clocks and things like that.
This is going to be a game where you guys are coming off of a shutout. They've scored 97 points in their first two games. What type of test will this be for your defense?
It's going to be a huge test because they're playing at a high level. They have a really good quarterback. They're explosive. They're one of the top offenses in the country right now. The quarterback is playing at a super high level. He's like one of the leaders in the country in passing yards. And so it's going to be a huge test for us. We're going to have to contest every ball, make sure we do a great job tackling, but this is going to be our toughest test so far.
A lot of people like to draw comparisons because Michael Penix Jr. was at Indiana. You guys lost to them in 2020, 24-0. How is he different? How is he the same? Or where have maybe you seen him improve?
Yeah, he's better. He's more experienced now. He's very efficient. He knows exactly where to go with the ball. He's always had a strong arm, but it just seemed like he has really good command of the offense. He's playing with a lot of confidence, and so he's playing seems like he's playing at even a higher level than what we saw him a couple seasons ago.
How much does that have to do with the coach, Kalen DeBoer? This is his first year there. So how much does that play a role in it? And you mentioned that you have been impressed with DeBoer.
Yeah, he's won everywhere he's been. He's a phenomenal coach, and obviously, going in with a new coaching staff, is establishing the culture and how you want to play, and then your quarterback is a big part of that, and he's familiar with Penix, and so you can tell that they click.
Big thing for you guys last week on offense, you wanted to be able to run the rock. Successfully did that with 6 rushing touchdowns. How can you not emulate that this week, but I mean more so the run game and what you're looking for out of those guys now that they have been able to have 6 rushing touchdowns?
Yeah, consistency and performance is what we talk about all the time, and it starts up front. We're going to be challenged more this week than we were the first 2 weeks. We're going to have to win the battle in the trenches. The tight ends are going to have to do a great job in the run game blocking, and the receivers are going to have to do their part and make sure they get on their guys and sustain their blocks. What they've shown so far, our backs, is that they're willing to go in there and get the tough yards. They're going to run hard. They're going to play with extreme effort. And so I like what I've seen so far, but we're going to have to take it up a notch.
Jalen is a quiet guy, but did he have anything to say after the game in the locker room? Did the guys not, tease him, but I mean, was he a little bit more animated?
He never has anything to say, I'll tell him good job or good game or way to run the rock, and he'll just nod his head and smile or something like that. If that, that's about it. Now, when he's with his teammates, and he's not around me or some of the coaches, I'm not sure how it is, but I can tell that his teammates, they like him and they're happy for him. They pull for him because you can tell by how they celebrate after a run or after a score. He's a big part of our team.
Well, good luck in your first road test of the year.
Thank you so much. Go Green.
No doubt about it, the Spartans' run game caught everyone's attention here in the stadium, and MSU freshman tennis player Ozan Barish knows exactly what that's like. He was featured on the scoreboard during the game against Akron for his stellar performance in New York, and we're going to fill you in on it when the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show returns.